In this video, we are going to introduce the different types of market structures. Economists use market structures to group them according to their different characteristics. To begin with, we had to define more clearly what is market structure. It is the selling environment that a firm is experiencing. The selling environment that makes up the market structure is made up of three basic characteristics. First characteristics is the number of firms in the market. Some markets have many firms competing against each other, while others have few or just some instances, just one firm providing a product or services. The next characteristics of specific market structures is the ease of entry and exit of firms. In other words, the requirements to produce the products or services such that any firm can easily join, or there are some barriers to entry. Example of barriers could be the large expense of setting up the firm. For example, the production of aircrafts requires large overall costs in buildings and technology. These huge costs prove to be the large barriers to entry. The final characteristics is the degree of product differentiation. To put it simply, how unique is your product or services? The uniqueness you're offering will help determine what market structure you are part of. And now, let's proceed about perfect and imperfect market. First, we will be discussing the perfect market. Perfect market is a market structure in which a large number of firms are all produce the same products to buyers. There are four conditions that exist in order to have a perfect market. First, it must have many buyers and sellers in the market. Second, the sellers offer identical products. Third, buyers and sellers are well informed about products. The last one is sellers are able to enter and exit the market freely. The characteristic of perfect market. Perfect market are efficient. Individual firms do not control market price and must use their resources efficiently in order to make a profit. Prices accurately reflect the market values of the resources that go into making the product. Prices are the lowest sustainable. Price is possible as competition forces prices down to that level. Producers will not overproduce as they must keep their marginal cost equal to their marginal revenue. They will produce just enough to keep the firm profitable. In a perfect market, producers will only produce at the equilibrium of market price. Perfect example of perfect market are stock markets, food markets, and etc. Imperfect market, on the other hand, is a market situation wherein the condition necessary for perfect competitions are not satisfied. Under this situation, there are few sellers which are enough to affect the market price. Imperfect competition only happens when the firm becomes relatively larger in connection with market size. The essential and distinguishing feature of this type is the power of the individual firm to determine prices by adjusting its sales without having a complete power of a monopolist. An imperfect market includes, first, the monopoly. It is a situation in the market wherein there is only one seller of goods or services. Monopoly is characterized by one producer or seller of goods and only one provider of services in the market. New firms find extreme difficulty in entering the market. There is no available substitute, so that a product or services is considered unique. It controls the total supply of raw materials in the industry and has control over price. It owns a patent or copyright. Its operations are under economic of scale. Oligopoly is a market situation in which there is a small number of sellers, each aware of the actions of the others. All decisions depend on how the firms behave in relation to each other. Changing output or price has an immediate effect on the output and price of others. In oligopoly, conjectural interdependence is present. That is, the decision of one firm influences and are influenced by the decision of other firms in the market. The characteristics of an oligopoly includes there is a small number of firms in the market selling differentiated or identical products. The firm has control over price because of the small number of firms providing the entire supply of a certain product. There is an extreme difficulty for new competitors to enter the market. An example of oligopoly is car manufacturing, tobacco industry, etc. Monopolistic competition. It is a market situation in which there are many sellers producing highly differentiated products. Under this condition, there is a competition because many sellers offer products that are close but not perfect substitute for each other. Monopolistic competition has similar characteristics with perfect competition, but in addition to product differentiation creates some degree of market power to monopolistic competitors. Since each competitor can somewhat raise price without losing its customer, industries producing personal care products, cars, apparel, furniture, medicine, and the like are good examples of monopolistic competition. Essential characteristics of monopolistic competitions are a large number of buyers and sellers in a given market act independently. There is a limited control of price because of product differentiation. Sellers offer differentiated or similar products but not identical products. New firms can enter the market easily. However, there is a greater competition in the sense that new firms have to offer better features of their products. Competition in the market focuses not only on price but also on the variation and promotion. Monopsony is a market situation when there is only one buyer of goods and services in the market. It is sometimes considered analogous to monopoly in which there is only one seller of goods and services in the market. Since there is only one buyer, this market has the control of supply and it can reduce the number of input demanded in order to decrease the price of that particular input. Monopsony gives the firm the ability to control its unit cost for an input which is similar to the way the monopoly controls its price. Oligopsony is a market situation where there is a small number of buyers. This is usually with a small number of firms competing to obtain the factors of production. Under this market situation, firms are buyers and not sellers. This is sometimes analogous to oligopoly where there are few sellers.